Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome inside the WBB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. Nick Flasho, joined each and every week by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride Women's Basketball team, Coach Steveskey. Coach, welcome back.
Thanks, Nick.
We had two games this past week down in the Carolinas. First at Elon, 61-60 loss, back and forth game. Ashane Durant gives your team the lead, misses the free throw. Shea Burnett comes back the other way, gets fouled, take the lead. Can't get the last chance opportunity, but a very competitive game and a tough environment down at Elon.
Yeah, tough. Missed you down there. We needed some extra screams. We definitely had the men's team screaming for us. It is. We know it was hostile. It was kind of really following suit to last year's competition, especially when they got those rebounds. We got that putback with 17 seconds to go. There's so many things in that game that we still could have controlled, and I think that's we have to focus on what we can control, keeping our emotions in check. In the first quarter, we kind of got a little out of whack right in the beginning, then we calmed down. And then, we had a momentum shift, a couple of them that were, shifted. One was out of our control, one was in our control, and it was in the third quarter in the last minute 30. We were up with a good margin, and we missed an assignment in transition, and we fouled on the three-point line, and we switched the momentum going into the fourth quarter. So I can only go back and focus on those things because those are things that we can control. However, there were a lot of things in that game that were out of our control. That we have to learn how to play from. I think that's where the adversity and the tough aspect for these kids playing right now is just insane, the inconsistencies on both ends of the floor.
And it's the second time this season where the team has committed a foul late and it's let the other team win. Is that, and I guess, an area of concern that the team not being aware of not trying to foul in those situations? I
mean, we didn't foul, so unfortunately, we had a chance with that time to get that rebound, so let's just kind of focus on that. We tipped it. They made a nice sideline out of bounds play, one that we knew was coming. We still kind of got hit on the back screen. Angie makes a great block. We secure that block. We have the ball. Ball comes in. There was some contact between Darius and Burnett. There was both hit on both parties. Absolutely no call from that. Then as she proceeded, to move forward. So, those are the things that are always going to be factors in some games. But the thing is, we come down the same two players again. So the same two players were battling on that end of the court. We go to free throw lines. Then it was Shea and Darius battling in that last possession, and that could have been called the same way too. So it's just let's just talk about not getting in that position when we have a chance to control the momentum. I thought Crystal, ran the game extremely well. They're talking about her. About what she provides for us. When she's scoring, she's second on the team right now on conference in scoring with 10.3. She can flat out score, but the great part about Crystal is she can get 8 assists. She can find for other people, and she can run the floor, and that's what we need out of her completely. Then you have Nay averaging a double-double. It's her 6th of the season, and and she gets 5 offensive boards on Sunday. She makes plays happen, and she does it so subtly. So. I just can't say enough about what this team, and then obviously Asia had a great weekend. So just very proud, but it was tough. It was a tough one to swallow, and we had to bounce back, and we did.
Let's look at the game against College Charleston on Sunday, 62-58 win. We'll get to Asia Jackson in a little bit with a career-high 24 points, but a nice bounce-back victory and in a very tough place. I think the team is starting to realize, if they didn't know already, how tough these conference games are on the road.
Yeah, what are we? What are we tied for? What, about 5 of us or 6 of us tied for first? And on the men's side, there's 3. But both parties here, men and women, we're tough. We're in conference. It's night after night. The first round of conference play, everything was decided with 10 points or less. I didn't check this past weekend about 10 points or less. I know that JMU had beaten Charleston a little heavily than our win. But in someone else's floor, or we're going down to Wilmington. They played everybody extremely tough. So, it's just a battle. There's no off nights, and you can't let one slip by. That's why I was proud of this team, from this weekend. It was a tough loss. We got over it like we're supposed to. We have to have a quick response rate, take that moment, get over it, and then get ready to go back to work. But the recovery of Friday, Sundays are tough, and then obviously a response rate, from things that happen. So it's part of the maturity. And we'll have to deal with it against a good Wilmington team.
You brought up the maturity. I was about to say a sluggish first quarter against CFC. You bounced back, and you end up taking the lead late in the fourth quarter. So in a game where you're fighting back the whole time, the team able to respond after that tough loss against Elon to be able to find that way, and I feel that you're very proud of that.
I am proud. That's not the kind of game we've been playing all year. We had a little more of those last year, and I talked about that after the game. we haven't backed our way into any games, and we were flat, and it was weird, and we don't play overly great down there for some odd reason. And so but we did what we needed to do to win, but we don't like to play that way, and we haven't been playing that way. So being the aggressor and trying to be the one that's pretty much controlling the game. So it was backwards down there, but can we say a lot about Asia, right? She has been our sixth starter all year. There's no doubt the kid would be in the starting lineup, but it doesn't matter. You provide what this team needs on a day-in-day basis, and that's what she's been doing all year. She's playing with such freedom and playing with such happiness, and certainly did pay off on Sunday for us because we really needed it.
And then coming up this week, 2 games. It starts on Friday at UNCW, 11:30 start. A team currently on the season 5-9, 1-2 in conference. Split the series last year with them. A team, they don't have Bree Mobley this season, but they still have some good pieces. What do you see in the Seahawks?
Just a fighting team. They played Elon tough. They beat Towson. But they're in every game. They play well at home. They make you make mistakes. They cause a lot of turnovers. If you look at their turnover margin numbers, it's in the 20s. So we have 2 games this weekend. The team causes a lot of turnovers in different ways, right? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a battle, and it's something we're not going to take anything lightly anyway. But we know it's going to be an insane battle, and hopefully Sandra, who had a great Charleston game with us here, and we use the pieces, get everybody back healthy for the weekend, and use the pieces that we have to do what we need to do to take care of the weekend here, starting with Wilmington.
And then on Sunday, just quick little preview of William & Mary.
Yeah.
Both teams, both of you and William & Mary, 11-3 on the season, 2-1. So an early matchup of 2 of essentially the top teams in the conference.
Yeah, they go down and they beat JMU in their place in opening weekend, and they cause you to play a little ugly. Both these teams this weekend, that's kind of what their mojo is. Use the defense to try to control what they want to control, and well coached. Obviously, Ed does a great job, and we just gotta, and we know. So that's the great thing about this crew is obviously they know very freshly, about the William & Mary battles that we're having right now, and it's gonna take a total team effort. Darius, who has been doing very well, be attacking, what their press and doing the things that she's done. Night after night, kind of getting back to one of your early questions. I've had my best defender on the best player night after night. Yeah. So I'm not going to argue about what Darius is doing because we wouldn't be where we are in this program without having her wearing a Hofstra uniform. She makes us better in all aspects, and makes the guards better around her, whether it's Kelly, whether it's Jaquel, whoever's on the floor, whether she makes people better. And I think a lot of people are receiving the benefits of her play, so I can't say enough about, what Darius has been doing for us. So, we have a lot of X factors that we'll have in our squad, and Kelly, who's been, killing it for us, and at any given moment, how well she shoots the ball, and she's been versatile. So all of these aspects that we have in our program make us extremely dangerous, and I'm really excited for the coming up weekend.
She's the head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's basketball team. Coach Steveskey, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you.
You've been watching the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.